Hello. It's been a little while since I've done a review, and I thought I'd do a Micromasters review because it's been a while since I've done one of those, certainly. And today it's going to be the turn of the Race Car Patrol, which we'll put down there. But I thought I'd go into Micromasters a little bit and just sort of tell you where they came from. I'm sure most of you know, but there might be the odd one that doesn't. In about 1989, the Masters line of Transformers, the gimmicky things, had been running for a little while. And there was a new gimmick in town, that of miniaturization. Galoob had brought out a line called Micro Machines, which were basically tiny little vehicles scaled down. And Hasbro were having a bit of trouble with them. They were outselling Transformers, so they thought, well, we'll go back to the drawing board, and for the 1989 line, we'll make over half of our stuff Micromasters. So it was various little teams like the Race Car Patrol, like the Sports Car Patrol, et al. And so on. And also play sets, which we'll go into, because this is going to be a little series, I think, for a little while. We're going to do Micromasters. We're going to have a look at them. The ones I've got, the ones which I think are cool, and so on and so forth. So yeah, we're going to have a little look at those, I think. But today, it's going to be the Sports Car Patrol. Now, there is an ulterior motive here, because I did want to show you this book as well that Jai very kindly gave me, or sold me, should I say. But he sold me this. It's Legacy. It's the Art of Transformers packaging, and it's ultra awesome. It's basically full of things like this. So it's the box art of Transformers, and it's basically my childhood in book form. But we're going to have a look today at Micromasters, like we said. And so if I can open it up at the right place, this is one hell of a big book. So it's quite difficult to get the pages open when you're doing this. So, where are we? Bear with, there we go. So if you see at the bottom right hand corner there, you see the Race Car Patrol, the Micromasters there. We're going to be having a look at those, and in fact all the Micromasters that I can show you over the next couple of weeks at least. No Nico today, she's not here today, so yeah, some of you will be happy about that. Some of you seem to like me getting berated, so I don't know whether you lot are masochists. You lot are sadists. I'm a masochist. I'm sorry. I'm a bit fuzzy on the whole Christian Grey thing.
Don't get me wrong, there was Micromasters fiction, it just wasn't very good. Stories like King Kong and the Interplanetary Wrestling Championship painted the Race Car Patrol as douchebags who were all attitude and no actual character, and the Airstrike Patrol as toadies for Lord Zarak, then effectively the Decepticon leader. Certainly, Road Handler as Hulk Hogan never really did much for me, as it didn't seem to do much for the Transformers fandom at large, and no other real forays were made into the realms of Micromaster fiction in the Marvel Comics. Dreamwave Comics made one horrible attempt at giving the Micromasters centre stage, but most fans kinda sorta wished they hadn't. Their 4-part miniseries was hard to look at, barely distinguished any of the Micromasters from each other both visually and narratively, and can be described at best as being shambolic. Definitely a wasted opportunity, but you can pretty much say that about Dreamwave period. Finally, we come to IDW, where the Micromasters haven't fared much better. They seem to be the inhabitants of a planet called Gorlum Prime, where the mad Cybertronian scientist G-Axis has turned the once organic population into robots who have since renamed their planet Cybertron. Other than that, they seem to be part of the dead universe and seriously haven't done much or really had any impact on proceedings. Boo!
So here we have the 4 members of the Race Car Patrol. These were kind of like the flagship Autobot Micromasters, kind of like the Airstrike Patrol with the flagship Decepticons. They were kind of like the poster boys for the whole thing-ish, kind of, apart from Countdown. These were your pocket money POS guys. These are the guys that you would have picked up with your little bits of pocket money that your mum and dad would have given you. And very nice they are too. These ones are a bit pimped out, admittedly, with some Repro Label stickers. God bless you, Repro Labels, for making these guys a bit more interesting. And we'll go into that a little bit more in a second. First off, though, these are the guys, again, you would have seen, and you saw it back in the little blurb there. They were the wrestlers, specifically Road Handler, who is obviously red and yellow. Not pink and green, though. that would be different and madness. But he is red and yellow, so obviously he's your Hulk Hogan cipher. Apart from he's even more of a douchebag than Hulk Hogan ever was. It's quite an achievement, that is. That's quite phenomenal. Then you've got Freewheeler. He's the yellow one. He's kind of like the dude in The Big Lebowski. Then you've got Swindle, who's a DeLorean. Oh yes, he's a DeLorean. Swindler, not Swindle, Swindler. He's basically Swindle. And he's kind of, a lot of people have suggested he was modelled after the actual DeLorean, after him, the Mr. DeLorean. Nobody really knows. And then you've got Tailspin. Oh wee yo. Oh wee yeah, him. So yeah, you've got Road Handler. First of all, we'll get the others out of the way. Road Handler, he's ostensibly the leader, and he is obsessed with being seen as just as tough as the other guys, i.e. the big Autobots. He's absolutely mortified to be even seen as not as tough as those guys. And that's basically it. I mean, in the comics there, he was Hulk Hogan. He was a guy who wrestled and was eventually blackmailed, or sort of blackmailed into losing by the Airstrike Patrol, and he would have done it. Basically, they said, we've got some of your fans, we'll kill them if you don't lose. He didn't lose because the rest of the team managed to nullify the Airstrike Patrol, but after that he realised he could never live in the world of humans, and he had to give up the wrestling, so he was nasty to all his fans, so they'd hate him, and then he left. And that's pretty much the last we saw of Road Handler. Couldn't tell you if he was in the Micromasters, the Dreamwave Micromasters, because they all looked the same. I'm sure he was. I've read it 3 times. I've tried to make sense of it. I can't. So, yeah, he transforms into a Pontiac Firebird. You know this because he's got a Firebird on there. But that's a repro label. Originally, it would have just been red and kind of dull and kind of boring. This is before they put decals and stickers and stuff on Micromasters, which they did in the later ones. But he's very nice. And, you know, like all Micromaster vehicles, he's a nice representation. Whoa, go Botty. He's a nice representation of what he should be. The transformation's sickeningly simple. What you do is you take his back there, you bring him out, and that's his legs. And then you pull down this bit, and there you have Road Handler. With his nice little blue face. Not sure if you can pick out much of the detail, but the detail's really nice on these guys. The faces were always quite good. There was always quite a nice detail on these things. Like I say, you've got some nice pimped out repro label stickers there, and on his legs as well, just to make him look a bit more interesting. Articulation is, yeah, that's it. His arms go up and down, and he can sort of kneel if you wanted to pray. But that's pretty much it. That's Road Handler. Next up we have Freewheeler. Freewheeler, like I said, is a bit like the dude in The Big Lebowski. He doesn't really want to fight. He's not really a soldier. He just sort of wants to bum around and be a nice guy and go up and down Sunset Strip looking good and leaving a pretty corpse, as they say. He's a Lamborghini. He's the same sort of Lamborghini that Sunstreaker and Sideswipe were, i.e. the Countach. And very nice. I like him automatically because Lamborghinis are cool. I really do like them. And he's very vibrant yellow. He's really very yellow and has a nice face underneath that. It's really a vibrant yellow. I do like him though. He's a really nice little vehicle. And I might have gone over with the marker and done all his hubcaps or alloys, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, it's the same sort of transformation. You bring his legs down like so, and then you pop that off. Now that you have to be careful with that. This isn't the one I started out with. This is another one because basically his hood there broke off completely. Knackered it, frankly. You've got to take his arms out and put them there. And that's his articulation. But again, you know, nice detailing on the old noggin there. I really do like it a lot. And his arms sort of, that is his articulation. And his knees actually look ridiculous. But, you know, you got to love them. You got to love Micromasters. That was Freewheeler. Next up, you've got Swindler, who basically is the swindle of the group. He will talk you into anything and sort of get anything from you that he needs. And it's all very, very good. He is a good salesman, a good pitchman, and will basically sell ice to the Eskimos. And a lot of people do say that his personality was modelled after the original Mr. DeLorean, who was a bit of a smooth operator, a bit of a smooth talker, could get anybody to do anything basically, including making a car that was made out of aluminium in Northern Ireland in the 80s. Nice one. Yeah, so basically this is Martin McFly's car, or modelled on Martin McFly's car anyway. It's very, very nice. I do like it a lot. It's a bit dull though. I mean, the addition of the Autobot stickers on there from Retro Labels, very, very nice. They could have maybe done a bit more, but maybe they didn't want to trash the look of the DeLorean too much. Again, transformation is just the simplest. But they're Micromasters. What do you expect? And again, very nice detailing on the face. He's got the nice goggles and the orange head, and oh God, I love these things so much. And I know I shouldn't, because they're a bit rubbish, and yet I do. And it's not because they're a bit rubbish, it's in spite of the fact that they're a bit rubbish. I think they're just awesome little figures. They're nice things to have. And finally we've got Tailspin. Oh wee ho, Tailspin, oh wee hey, Tailspin. Do. I hate that cartoon. He's a Porsche. He's the same sort of Porsche that Crasher is, in fact, from the GoBots. So I'm surprised nobody's ever done a Crasher version of this guy. He has a lot of stickers. He's got Cybertrons across there. Cybertrons being the Japanese name for the Autobots. Yeah. He's got some nice Go Faster stripes down the side. He's got a nice Autobot symbol there, and he's got a 25 there, and even some headlights. Retro Labels, you've done yourself proud. He's really nice. He's very flat when you compare him to the other guys. He's exceedingly flat, and I like that. I kind of like the fact that he's this sort of speedster car, and that's his job. He just goes around being fast. That's as complicated as his bio gets, I'm afraid, peeps. It doesn't really get much more complicated than that, but it's still very, very nice, and I still like him a lot. And his transformation, again, it's the same as the others. What did you expect? But when you do that, he's got this massive bit here and these missiles and another nice face. But he's got shorter arms than the others. His proportions are a little bit better than the others, I feel. And he's, after Road Handler's, kind of my favourite of the bunch. But he's got some nice sticker work on there as well, with the Autobot symbols on his arms and everything. And yeah, he just looks the part. He looks very, very nice. And I must admit, I really do like all of these guys. Because, I don't know, there's just something about Micromasters that is so, so nice to me, and so lovely, and they're interesting, and the teams are really, really nice. And yeah, I kind of got a bad word to say about Micromasters. And this set of videos, again, like my old set of Micromaster videos, will just be me saying how much I like the Micromasters and how cool they are, and how you all should be into them. But don't, because last time I did that, you all basically bought them from under me, and I couldn't get any more.